Sirs, let's talk about getting some. I want to bring in House Intel Committee member, Ohio Republican Congressman Mike Turner. Congressman, it's great to see you. And you were at the podium this morning at the microphone, and you said very clearly that you want answers from Merrick Garland. You want answers from the FBI director. Are you getting any at all right now?
No, we've not received any answers whatsoever. And as you are reporting, even when the warrant is released today, we're not going to expect there's going to be any detail as to what they were actually looking for. It'll be broad generalities. It will not include the affidavit that they used for the purposes of trying to establish probable cause. And the inventory is largely going to be generic, like numbers of boxes and papers and issues like that. We'll see, though. Obviously, we have to wait until it's released. But our committee has jurisdiction over intelligence issues, classified issues, and certainly even issues of nuclear weapons. And what we have asked the Department of Justice and Director Wray is tell us how this rose to the level of an immediate national security risk that would cause them to raid the former president's home and spend 9 hours in his home. There were a number of options. Even the Attorney General, Garland, yesterday recognized that there were a number of options that they could have done as opposed to raid his house. And so we're looking for justification as to why did this rise to that level. Congress has oversight and responsibility, and we certainly have the clearance to be able to know. Come and tell us what was so important that you jumped over all these other options and raided the former president's home.
Well, then let me get your reaction to the Washington Post article and their reporting on this. And I'm not asking you to divulge classified information, to be clear, but I just have to get your initial reaction to this. They say that these classified documents related to nuclear weapons. They also say that Merrick Garland personally authorized the decision to seek to seek the search warrant, and we knew that. Have you ever, though, in a general sense, have you ever had concerns in the past about former President Donald Trump mishandling classified information?
No, in fact, I was in the Oval Office with him having discussions about nuclear weapons, and I can tell you that the president wouldn't have in the Oval Office classified materials with respect to nuclear weapons. And also, there's different levels of classification. There are things the Department of Defense will tell you are classified that you can find on your phone right now while you're watching this broadcast. So, the thing we're looking for from the Attorney General is what rises to the level of an immediate national security concern that you would raid his home. And that would have to be the type of stuff that's actually down in the Situation Room. And the president's not going to have, continuous access to that. It's unlikely that they packed up boxes from the Situation Room and took those off to Mar-a-Lago. And that's what we're asking. We want to know in the decision making here, what is it that they were targeting? What is it that they actually found? And what's the justification for not doing these other options that they could have done? They clearly did with Hillary Clinton, besides going in and raiding Mar-a-Lago.
There's so much that you just said to unpack, but I got to run. I have one fast question, though, for you, sir.
Sure.
Is it possible, in your opinion, that these agents were looking for something that had to do with January 6th and not with classified documents he took with him?
If so, they've made a terrible mistake, because there's no court that's going to allow them to admit evidence on January 6th under a pretext and going into his home or Mar-a-Lago claiming that the archivist is missing documents. So if they did a terrible mistake, because the information will not be usable by them.
Well, the bigger mistake might be political, because we're very close to the midterms, and this could really blow up at him, I'm thinking. Congressman Mike Turner.
The American public want answers.
Yeah, well, we all want answers, absolutely. Congressman Mike Turner, thank you for your time this afternoon, sir. Appreciate it.